Alright Danny, this video will be your video on how to interact with your cameras. So when you come up to the cameras, you'll normally see them like this. We're going to right click and go to playback. We're going to left click on playback. At that point, notice the highlighted dates. Those are dates for which you have camera recording files. With 6 cameras, we've got about 12 days. With 5, we would have had 14 or 15, but with 6, we've got 12 days of recording time. So let's just pretend we want to see what happened on Tuesday the 19th. We're going to click on the 19th. Then we're going to come down here in the bottom right and click this little arrow up, arrow down. That's going to then break it down into 30-minute sections of time. So we're going to come here and say we want to play 6:30 through 7 o'clock. Once we select those 2 times, we are going to come down here to the bottom left and we're going to hit play. That is going to play that date and that time on our system, and you can see the start time and the end time down here in the bottom right as well. So that is 6:30 to 7 o'clock, and that is military time, so that'll be PM. Once we're done viewing this video, or if we see something interesting and we want to take a video of that video, I'd recommend you whip out your smartphone, get the video full screen on the screen, and then take a shot with your smartphone. That makes it the easiest for you to extract and share that video when you have it on your smartphone. So to get out of playback mode, we are just going to, and here's this full screen, we're just going to double click back on that to make it small again. But to get out of this playback mode and go back to the normal camera operation, we'll just hit the X in the top right. That brings us back to the normal monitoring. And again, we'll just right click, go to playback. Once in playback, we'll pick the date we're interested in looking at, say the 24th, and then we'll come down, hit our little up and down arrow. That changes the menu to be able to then pick on that date time. So this is like going to be 12 a.m. to 12:30, 1 a.m. to 1:30, and so on and so forth. And then you can just select the time frame that you're interested in. So here's a 2-hour time frame, and you can select that time frame that you're interested in. And then once you select those times, you'll come down here to the bottom left, you'll hit play. That'll play those times starting start to finish. Down here in the bottom, you have actual scan dials for each individual camera. They do not all move together, so if you do a scan dial for like camera 5, it'll only move camera 5 to that time of playing. So your best bet is to start your play time and finish time up here in the top right and let all cameras play in synchronicity. You can also come over here and you can slow the playback down. You can do fast playback. That button does fast playback. You can reverse. You can come here to this button. This will do slow playback, so if you need to take it slow on the video to really get a visual on what's happening, hit that button. And again, when you're done, you can just X out up here in the top right. A couple other tips for you down here in the bottom. You can expand how big the view is, so we can break it down into 1-hour view, and then we can see what's happening. Here's 5 minutes into the hour, 10 minutes, 15, 20, so on and so forth. There is always a timestamp in the top right of each camera feed you can reference as well to know what time you're looking at. And again, on these small thumbnails, you can just double click them to make them big, and then you can watch the timestamp up here in the top right to know what's happening and when it's happening. So that's it in a nutshell. And just remember, you have about 10 to 11 days of recording on these 6 cameras, so if something happens, you're going to need to make a move rather quick to get the video. Thank you. And again, to exit out, we're just going to hit our X up here in the top right.